Do you want to sculpt a healthier, happier brain? Stick around to find out how you can use neuroplasticity to sculpt a healthier, happier brain in 2022. I will be explaining what neuroplasticity is, as well as sharing 14 scientifically proven ways you can use to increase neuroplasticity. So let's unlock and untap the power of neuroplasticity to achieve our New Year's resolutions going into 2022. So what is neuroplasticity? Neuroplasticity is a wonderful ability of the human brain to adapt and change, usually in response to experience and learning. It was only a couple of decades ago where many people believed that the human brain stopped changing once we reach a certain age. It is now widely accepted within the neuroscience community that neuroplasticity, the human brain's ability to adapt and change, continues throughout our entire adult life. This is great news for those of you who want to make a change going into 2022. The largest study in the world done to date on this topic looked at 40 years of neuroscience research and showed that the main finding is neuroplasticity continues in adults who continue to learn. So those who choose to continue to learn will reap the benefits of neuroplasticity throughout their entire life. There are also some fascinating case studies of patients who suffered from traumatic brain injury in the form of a massive stroke. So stroke is a problem in blood flow to the brain, either being a blockage in the blood vessels to the brain or a bleeding out of the blood vessels in the brain. So these patients unfortunately lost the ability to move their arms and legs, so motor limb function. But using neuroplasticity and a rehabilitation program, some of these patients were able to fully regain the control of their arms and legs and were able to walk. So it's no longer a question of if neuroplasticity exists. The better question is, how can we use neuroplasticity to achieve better brain health? So let's get into 14 scientifically proven ways to increase neuroplasticity and use this to our advantage. Number one is exercise. Exercise has been shown in studies to release a substance called BDNF, which stands for brain-derived neurotrophic factor. And this essentially stimulates three things in the human brain. The first being neurogenesis, the creation of new neurons and brain cells. The second being strengthening of existing brain cells. And the third being repair of damaged neurons and brain cells. So BDNF is essentially like miracle grow for your brain. Number two is meditation. Meditative practices have been shown in many studies to increase neuroplasticity and learning. So it's something to take advantage of. Number three is having a growth mindset. Carol Dweck wrote a great book on this topic called Mindset, and the overall theme of this book was that people have a fixed or growth mindset. And people with a growth mindset can take advantage of neuroplasticity. From that meta-analysis I mentioned earlier, it only continues in people who continue to learn. So having a growth mindset is super important to increase our neuroplasticity. Number four is playing a musical instrument. Studies have shown, looking at brain scans of musicians, that they have increased neural connectivity between different parts of the brain. So consider picking up a new instrument as a New Year's resolution going into 2022. Number five is learning a new language or learning new words. This uses many different parts of the brain and stimulates more neurogenesis, so something to take advantage of. Number six is make art. Creative expression has been shown to stimulate brain growth and neuroplasticity. So if you're a creative person, this can be a great one for you. Number seven is travel. Neuroplasticity is usually in response to new experiences and learning. And one of the best ways to get new experiences is to put yourself in a different environment, such as going abroad or going somewhere more local. Paul Nussbaum, who is a neuropsychologist at Pittsburgh University, suggests that this increases dendrite growth within the brain. So it doesn't need to be expensive. You don't need to go on a really expensive abroad trip. You can go somewhere more local within your own country or your city to get in a new environment and stimulate neuroplasticity. Number 8 is play video games. You heard me correctly, I said play video games. This can help to stimulate different parts of the brain, including motor hand-eye coordination, which is the cerebellum part of the brain. Fast-paced games can also increase reaction speed and reaction times. So playing games in moderation can be beneficial for neurogenesis. Number 9 is juggle. Again, this helps to train the cerebellum, the part of the brain responsible mainly for motor coordination and our movement. So juggling is a great way. And number 10, following on from that, is yoga. Again, this requires a lot of balance, a lot of focus, a lot of core strength. And these are all things which are great for brain health and neuroplasticity. Number 11 is challenging puzzles and games that require effort and thinking. This includes things like chess, Sudoku, as well as many other games and puzzles you can play to stimulate neurogenesis within your brain. Number 12 is intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting has been shown in studies to increase synaptic plasticity, promote neuron growth, decrease the risk of neurodegenerative diseases, as well as improve cognitive function. So if you've ever experienced brain fog, why not try intermittent fasting for more neuroplasticity? Number 13 is dancing, one of my personal favorites. Dancing increases neural connectivity as well as integrates several brain functions at the same time, including our kinesthetic, our rational, musical and emotional parts of the brain. Researchers have shown that dancing has the highest risk reduction of the risk of Alzheimer's disease by reducing its risk of 76%. This is compared to crossword puzzles, only reducing the risk by 47% and reading reducing the risk by 35%. And lastly, number 14 is good quality sleep. Good quality sleep is so essential for neuroplasticity because it mainly happens during sleep. So a lot of processes happen during sleep, and one of them is the ends of our neurons are dendritic spines, which are sort of like branching out projections from our brain cells. These grow during sleep. So getting good quality sleep is so important. And if you want to find out 10 ways to improve your sleep quality, I'll leave a link at the end of this video so you can watch that later. If you found this video helpful or informative, smash that like button right now. Comment below what are your New Year's resolutions going into 2022. I'll share mine now. My personal YouTube goal is to grow this channel to over 10,000 subscribers by the end of 2022. So I'm only at 30 something subscribers, which is mostly my friends and family at the moment, but I'm going to do my best to reach this goal by the end of the year. So wish me luck. If you want to be part of the first few people to join this community and channel, then subscribe right now so you can have bragging rights later. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care everyone. Remember to take care of your brain and treat your brain right.